How's it going? I had this sent to me for a review, and I actually did some research on YouTube, and there's about maybe 500 different versions of of a review on this actual enclosure. So I'm just going to do an overview. What I would actually like to do is test it with, at the moment, my SSD is on my main board, obviously, but what I would like is I would like a setup where I can just basically plug this into the computer and run the OS. I have multiple operating systems on my SSD, and I would like to just boot off of this and run the computer off of it if I could. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of bottleneck with the USB, but I don't really do anything on my computer that requires a lot of transferring, like constantly. Even when I do crunch a video on the computer, it's basically 1080p. It's not 4K, so I'm not really too worried about the speed. I don't do a lot of gaming. I played maybe Diablo, if that, Diablo 4, so, and not all the time. So that's what I would like to try it for. You're not going to get, like this overview, you're not going to get me using software to test it. If you actually go and look for the different reviews on this enclosure, they all do the exact same thing. They talk about it, they go over it, and then they run the software to do speed tests and everything else. I'm not going to do that. I'm just basically just going to be a normal dude. Just unpack it and look it over, and then take my SSD out of my working computer, and we'll try and boot from it. See how it fares. Or I could do a boot from the computer when it's in the computer, and then when it's on this. Let's see if it's a major difference. I'm sure there's going to be a difference, but not major. It's an instruction booklet. Goes into details on how to put the SSD in it. Good details. Specifications. Good to have. You get a extremely short USB-C cable. Cool. Dual. That's USB to USB, and this is USB to, or, yep, duh. That type there. It's still USB to USB. We got this heat pad that goes in between the heatsink and the SSD. I found mine doesn't really get that hot. It does have a tool with it too, but we'll see if it does transfer any heat. A couple of different types of screws, and then the case. Doesn't feel super cheap. Sweet. We need this to open it up. Can't really see. Nope, we do. There's the innards. Plain heatsink. Nothing too fancy. Then you got your main board.